butterflies, it's Leek. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a girl chat type of video. I was going to do a get ready with me, but then I ended up doing this makeup thing on TikTok. So by girl chat, I mean topics are going to be birth control, periods, virginity, losing it, all that, because I feel like I've experienced a good amount of it. I've been getting a period for almost 10 years of my life. I have been on birth control for almost 3 years. Virginity is no longer here. So I'm gonna start first with periods. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I was younger, I didn't really get a full birds and bees talk. I didn't get any type of talk. By the time I tell my mom, you never even gave me the talk, I literally already knew because of my friends, my peers, things like that, you know, TV, you watch it all the time. By then it was pretty late to give me that talk, you know. So I got my period when I was 12. I was pretty late, I'm not gonna lie, I was a really late bloomer, and I would be so jealous of my friends that got it, and I would be like, why can't I get my period? When is it gonna come? Don't rush to get your period. It's not fun. It's not all it's cracked up to be, especially when you're young. It's not fun to go through at all. But I was a late bloomer. My mom got her period when she was 14, so my mom was a very, very late bloomer. So when she told me that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get my period when I'm 14 too, or 15 or 16. And there are girls who really don't get it till much later in life. All my friends got it in elementary school. I got it in middle school, so I felt really late. I couldn't say, oh, I don't have a pad. I was so excited to be like, I have a pad in my bag, I got my period. No, bitch, you weren't excited, you didn't need to get it, period. Mom never gave me the talk. She was like, well, you're gonna get your period one day and you're gonna use pads, because I use pads. Never ever talked to me about tampons, all this new stuff that's out. I've never tried it. I've still to this day never tried tampons because I'm afraid. I'm scared of everything. Toxic shock syndrome, getting it stuck, putting it in the wrong way. I'm terrified. And I also haven't really gotten a period in a while. And then I got it back. Long story, we'll talk about all that. But when I first got my period, it was very, very light. I had a very light period for a long time. My periods would last 3 to 4 days. I was very fortunate. I didn't really cramp too bad. I think my first day of cramping would be the worst, and then it would pretty much go away with medicine. But my periods lasted 4 days at the most, and it was first, second, third bleeding, fourth, not really, fifth, it was gone. Now I graduated, I went to college, you know, still was very light. The one thing I will touch on about virginity is to wait. If I could tell anybody anything, it would be to wait. It's so not worth it to lose it early. It's so not worth it to go through that experience emotionally. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how long you're in a relationship. I was in my relationship for 3 years. I don't care what your friends are doing. I don't care what you watch on TV. I don't care how tempted you are. Don't do it. Just wait, because I don't know about 9 times out of 10, but most of the time you're going to regret who you lost it to, how you lost it, all of that, because you're just too young. I was too young, and I still to this day regret doing it so young, because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have that talk with anybody. I didn't slowly graduate to it. I just did it because I thought that's what you're supposed to do, and I just didn't know. I didn't have a partner who I got to get to know each other, get to know boundaries, what's comfortable. So I feel don't ever just do it. Be proud to be a virgin as long as you can. I don't care what anybody says. I really wish I would have waited a lot longer, because I really wasn't ready and I really didn't know what I was doing. And you should know what you're doing, because it's a part of life. That's how babies are made. That's how we all get here, is through sex. It's perfectly normal to talk about. So you should always talk about it with somebody. You should feel comfortable when you do it. It should be enjoyable. It shouldn't feel like I have to do it, or how is this gonna feel. It shouldn't be painful. I did kind of warm up to the idea before I actually did the whole thing, so my first time was not painful at all. Let's see, I started birth control when I was 19 years old, pretty later on in life. And the reason why I got on birth control, I met Kendrick, right? And whole different ballpark, whole different person. I just knew myself well enough with him to know that I was gonna slip up. I just knew it. I consider him to be my first body or whatever, because he really taught me everything that I know. He was the most comfortable. He didn't make it seem bad. He really taught me a lot, honestly. So I consider him to be my first, because I felt compared to what I was doing in high school, those few times was nothing compared to what I've done with Kendrick. So fast forward 19, I need to be on birth control. That's what I decided. Boom, I go down to Planned Parenthood. I'm like, I need some type of protection. I researched all the different ones, the patch, the pill, the shot, and I was like, okay, what's the most realistic for me right now? Which one do I want to try? Every woman in my family, in my African American household, my mom, my grandma, my aunt, my cousin, were all on the shot. It was just like, well, you're gonna be on the shot because we all on the shot. We get it every 3 months. It makes you gain weight, all this other stuff. Whatever. I was terrified. I was like, I don't know. I just want to try it out. I don't want something so, you know, permanent-ish. I want to try something more, you know, stable. So I got on the pill. That was the first birth control I ever tried. And I feel like when I tell you all the ones that I changed to, I really went from like the simplest to like the most effective, I guess you could say. So I got on the pill. I was on the pill for probably 3, 4, 5. I would say at the most I was on the pill for like 5 months. Now my experience with the pill, you have the 4 rows. The first 3 are, you know, your regular every other day cycle, and then the last row are brown pills, which initiate your period so that you have a normal period week. Even though my period wasn't bad, I hated having it. I'm just one of those girls. I don't like having a period. It's super inconvenient. I never will. Like, I don't think anyone likes having a period, but there are people who don't mind it. Like, they don't mind getting one every month. They would prefer to know that it's coming. I'm not that way. I'm sorry. I hate having a period. If I could never ever have one again, I would. It's not for me. I just hate I would ruin all my clothes. It was just bad. Like, it was never really consistent. I never really had consistent periods. They would come like every 20 days instead of every 31. They never came right on the mark. That's another thing. Everyone is different, but my period was never ever consistent. For me, was not okay. So I would take the pill every day. I think I started out in the morning or at the night, one of those. And I would always skip the last row because that's optional. She told me, like, you don't have to take the last row. So I would skip the last row, go on to the next month. Didn't get a period. I was perfectly fine. The pill was probably the best method I've ever tried, if I'm not lying to you. I'm going to go back to it. I'm going to tell you why. Because you can skip your period. And then, like, honestly, it is hard for some girls to remember to take it every day. But if you don't want to get pregnant, it's not that hard to do. Like, just remember, if you're very serious about it, you're going to do it. I feel like it wasn't hard for me. I just had an alarm on my phone and I would take it. It was nothing. I would get like a 3-month supply every time. So if I used up my 3 months, I would go and get more, and that was just that. It was easy to remember because I knew, like, well, I'm sexually active. I need to be protecting myself. Please use condoms with anybody if you don't trust them. They're not expensive. Always protect yourself. If you don't want a child, you need to protect yourself, period. There's nothing else to it. And my birthday came around, summer came around. I was like, okay, I'm kind of tired of taking this every day. I kind of want to try something more, you know, less that I have to remember. It's already there. So I'm going to get on the shot. Got the shot. I was on the shot for a very long time. I was on the shot for, let's see, probably summer until January. So maybe like 6 months. I was on the shot. So I probably got like 3 or actually no, I was on the shot a lot longer than that. I think I took like 4 or 5 shots. I don't remember. I was on the shot for a long time. That's the longest birth control method I've ever tried. I was on it for a long time. And the birth control shot was awesome. I had no mood swings. I didn't gain weight, which sucks because I actually was one of those people who wanted to gain weight. I've never had a problem with acne, so I didn't really see the effects changing on my face. I didn't have any bad side effects at all from the shot, which is a good thing. Other than, here is the kicker. If you get kind of sensitive to certain stuff in your tummy, you might not want to watch this, but I would spot like crazy. And imagine going from like, my period's only 3 to 4 days to my period is forever fucked, like forever. Like, I will never have a regular period ever again because of birth control. And do I regret ever getting on it? No, because I know where I would be if I didn't. I know that I would be in a very tough situation. So I don't regret it, but I regret like bouncing around so much and not just finding one. So the shot had me messed up. The shot had me spotting. If I wasn't spotting, every time I would try to, I would bleed. And it was so annoying. It wasn't like the regular blood. It was like towards the end, like it was like old blood. I don't know, but it was not cool at all. And like, it was weird because I would go like 3 months, no period. 1 month of spotting. 2 months, no period. 2 months of spotting. Like, it was terrible. I hated the shot so much. But I was like, what else am I going to do? I don't want that ugly ass patch. No offense if you have the patch. I think it's, I don't know why I don't like it, but I really don't like it. I don't know. And I was like, I'm not getting nothing put inside me because absolutely not. I want kids. Hated it. Absolutely hated the shot. So I didn't get a shot January of last year. and I didn't get on birth control again until September. So I took a 9-month break from birth control. I was just deciding like what's gonna be my next method in terms of birth control. So I waited, and after a very, very, very long consideration, I decided to get Nexplanon. Nexplanon is the thing that goes in your arm. I have it in right now. You can see this little dot right here. This is where they inserted it. It's the bar is literally like, I don't know how I can show it. You can kind of see it. I don't really know how to like push it out. I hate touching it. I like touching other people's, but I hate touching my own. I don't know, but there's a bar in there. And I got that last September, so I'm gonna have it almost for a year. Now this one is great because you can have it in for years and never know it's there. Like I always forget it's there, and I never have to be like, oh, I need to take my pill, or oh, we're gonna make my shot appointment. It's literally like so simple. And it bruised really bad when I got it in. Like it was bruised really bad for like probably like a week, and now it just has this little dot, but as you can see, it's like not even noticeable. And I chose this over the IUD in the bottom area because I don't want anything up there. I will never be comfortable with the fact of knowing that that's in there. I know it's like really, you know, safe and secure, but I know y'all seen that picture of the baby that comes out and it's literally holding the IUD in its hand. And if you've never seen it, I'll put it up on the screen. But I'm scarred from that, and I just think it's just weird. Like I'm very particular about down there. Like I said, I don't even wear tampons, so I'll be damned if I put an IUD up there. No, absolutely not. It'll freak me out. I won't be able to sleep at night because I'll be like, there's something up there. Like I can feel it, even though I can't feel it. I'm just being delusional. I've been on Nexplanon. My experience with Nexplanon, it has made me a little moody. I think it's made me emotional, but then I'm always emotional, so I think it's like not major. Again, I have gained absolutely no weight. I'm still like 115 pounds. It's ridiculous. The period was supposed to become lighter or go away after 6 months. I just hit my 6-month mark, and I didn't get a period for maybe like 2 months. Then I started getting a period regularly every month at the same time, and now I've been spotting again. So I'm the spot monster, so I can't stop spotting, and it's so irritating because, like I said, I'm one of those girls who hate blood. Like I cannot stand bleeding. It messes up my entire mood. Like I'm kidding you not, I freaking hate it so much. So I've been spotting. I'm over it. Like at this point I want to take it out, but I'm just waiting to see if it gets better because I'm that type of person. I want to wait and see. Like I want to give it like a full year's run, or maybe to like my birthday, and be like, all right, it's not for me, I'm going back to the pill. The only reason why I'm considering going back to the pill is because it was the best method that I tried. Now I've only been on birth control fully this past January made 2 years. I don't want to be on birth control in general like any longer than like 4 years. I don't want to be on birth control for a very long time because I don't want to. I know it really doesn't reduce your chances of having children, but I just feel like for me, I don't want to put my body through that for a long time because I've seen the effects from every single, you know, one. So I'll probably go back to the pill after a year if this doesn't work out. I will never try the patch. I will never try an IUD, and I definitely will not get my tubes tied because what, I'm young. But hopefully I do have children by like 23, 22 when I have my shiz naive together. So there's that. But I think it's great to try out different methods to see. I think it's smart that I went from the pill to the shot to the implant because I've tried, you know, to the extremist, the most extreme form, which is, you know, an implant, which is literally in your body. It's doing the work for you all day, every day. I've had no pregnancy scares from it or anything like that. I didn't have any pregnancy scares with any of the birth control that I was on because they all worked really great. I never felt like I was pregnant at all. I never had any pregnancy symptoms. I've never had like sore boobs or anything like that while I was on birth control. Everybody is different. Like my best friend loves Nexplanon. She has no complaints. She doesn't get a period at all. And I really wish that was me. I wish it was that simple, but I realized that it's not. My body is just not the type to take birth control and then take my period away. It just won't. It continues to come. I continue to spot. I hate spotting though. I think spotting is the worst side effect that there is. Anybody can attest to that. Nobody wants to spot for 6 months straight. It's not even about just sex. It's about everything. Like I can't wear white. I can't, like, it's just there and you're the only one that knows about it, so it's super like irritating. So I feel like you should try every single method because everyone is different. Always make sure you do your research. Always talk to your doctor, not like me. Don't take my word for it. Don't take your friend's word for it, like your cousin, because like I said, my mom loves the shot, I didn't. My best friend loves Nexplanon, I don't. So you can't listen to someone else and say, oh, it's gonna be great for me, it's gonna be bomb. No, talk to your doctor, see how you feel about it for like at least 3 to 6 months, because your body does have to adjust to it. Don't judge it right off the bat, because like I said, it really does have to settle in and see how it really works for you. If you're not a birth control type of person, that's great too. Just always be careful if you're not ready to have a child, because no one wants to have to go the alternative route of Plan B's and other things like that. So I feel like you should always test out different methods to see what really works for you. Always wait to lose your virginity. Wait as long as you can for the right person, the right time, the right mindset, all that, because there is so much that comes with losing your virginity that you're not ready for at all. I don't care how old you are, you'll never really be ready, but at least mentally, like, take as much time as you can, because it's really not that serious. Like, it's great, sex is great, but it can definitely wait, I promise you. It's great, but it can wait. It's like when I give birth, I'm sure my experience is going to be way different from anyone else's, so just remember that. Don't ever feel like, oh, like something's wrong with me, because that's what I used to think, like, damn, like, why can't I stop spotting? Why does this keep happening? And right now I'm good. Like, I have really good months and really good weeks, and then it'll come back and I'm like, but right now I'm having a good month. we gonna pray. We're gonna have a prayer real quick, and I just hope that I never have to do with a period ever again. But definitely long term, I don't want to be on birth control for a crazy amount of years. Like, people say they've been on birth control for like 10 years. I'm like, Jesus freaking Christ, I could never. But then again, I did ask my doctor, and she was like, well, I asked my OBGYN, and she was like, it really doesn't affect it, you know, no matter how long you've had it. It might make it harder with age, but it not necessarily, you know. But that's my doctor. Your doctor might say something different. Everyone studies different things. Everyone has, you know, attested to different things, so that's perfectly fine. But in my personal opinion, you'll be fine. But just remember, everyone is different, and to always protect yourself no matter what, whether it's, you know, condoms, birth control, waiting, being abstinent. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't ever feel pressured to do something that you don't want to do, ever. I don't care if it's just touching. Absolutely not. I recommend waiting. Wait. That's it for girl chat today. I was talking a lot. If you have any more questions for me, just comment them down below. I'm perfectly open about this stuff. We all grown here, I would hope, but we're all grown. And thumbs up this video, comment down below, and subscribe for some more Leak in Your Life. We're on the road to 1K. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Don't let it fool you. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.